Hey there, so for today we're going to discuss about factoring trinomials. But this time it is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So again, the difference of this video with regards to the previous video about factoring quadratic trinomials is that you have the value for a, or your coefficient for x squared, which is not equal to 1. So this time you'll be encountering trinomials with a coefficient, or the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 1. So we're going to have two ways of factoring trinomials in this form. So the first method, or the first method will be using trial and error. Oops. Okay, so using trial and error. So the second method will be using factor by grouping. Okay, so to start, so we're going to factor 3x squared minus x minus 10, using the trial and error. So first is take a look at the coefficient of x squared, which is 3, and c. So for a, I have here 3. For c, I have here negative 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give factors for 3. Give the factors of 3. So in this case, I have here 1 and 3. Okay, so how about for negative 10? Okay, negative 10 as a factor of 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Okay, so we just have to choose. Okay, let's have let's say 2 and negative 5. Okay, so again, what I did is that I get the factor of 3. Okay, factors of 3, that is 1 and 3. Then I get the factors of negative 10, that is 2 and negative 5. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cross multiply them. Okay, so 1 times negative 5, this is equals to negative 5. Then 3 times 2, that is equals to 6. Okay, and then the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to add this 1, this 2, going to add. So 6 minus 5, this results to 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether the sum of this 6 and negative 5 is 1. So in this case, we don't have, or we don't get the correct middle term. So in this case, we need a middle term of negative 1, or in this case, negative x. Okay, so then we look for another factors. Okay, so I have here 1 and 3. Then this time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to interchange it. So negative 2 this time and 5. Okay, so again cross multiply. This will become 1 times 5, that is 5. Then 3 times negative 2, that is negative 6. Okay, and then I'm going to add this 2. Then I'll get a result of negative 1. In this case, negative 1 is what we're looking for, since the middle term is negative 1. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this, get the factors, and then I'm going to add a variable x here. So the answer would be, your final answer would be, factor of this is equal to x minus 2, just follow the sign of the 2 here, then that will be 3x plus 5. Okay, so we're good with our example number 1. Another example, okay, using this trial and error method. Okay, so let's have 8x squared plus 17x plus 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a factor of 8. So in this case, I have 1 and 8. Okay, 1 and 8. So in this case, 2, I have here 2 and 1. Okay, so and then I cross multiply. So this is 1, this is 16. Okay, and then I'm going to add this 2, I'll get 17. Is 17 my middle term? Let's check. Okay, so 17, 17, so we're good. So therefore, to get the factors, I just simply put x here and also here. So my answer will be, okay, the factor of this is equals to x, this is positive, so plus 2, quantity, this is 8, so 8x is positive plus 1. So this will be my final answer. So in using trial and error, if you got the factors that gives you the sum of the middle term, then you're good. I mean, could easily find the factor. But there are cases wherein there are lots of factors, then eventually you don't have time to do this, so you're going to use the other method, which is using factor by grouping. Okay, so but before that, let me give you some exercises so that you can check, okay, so whether you can use that by, you can use the first method. Okay, so you have to try this. Okay, so try this. Okay, so we have here for letter A, you have 2x squared minus 11x plus 15. Then for letter B, you have 5x squared, okay, plus 21x plus 4. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to factor, okay, trinomials. So factor trinomials using factor by grouping. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use factor by grouping. Okay, so we have to follow some steps. So first step is find the product of A and C. So again, you have here ax squared plus bx plus c. So first is we need to find the product of A and C. Then second is that we need to find the factors of AC. Find factors of AC whose sum is B, whose sum is the middle term, or B. And then for the third term, or rather third step, so we need to write the middle term. Write the middle term. Oops. Okay. So in that case, that will be in terms of bx. Okay. As a sum or difference using the factors in step 2. So using step 2. Okay, and then lastly, factor by grouping. Okay, so let's have some example. Okay, so for our first example, okay, so example number 1. Okay, let's have 2x squared plus 15x plus 28. Okay, so first step is that, okay, we're going to find the product of A and C. So first step is AC. Okay, so what is AC? This is 2 times 28, or this gives us 56. Then step number 2, find the factors of 56. So sum is b. Okay, so what are the factors of 56? So sum is b. So our middle term is 15, and then we're thinking of a factor of 56. That would be 7 and 8, because 7 plus 8, that gives us 15. Okay, so third step is we rewrite using the rewrite the middle term in terms of bx using step 2. So this will look like this. So about 2x squared plus 7x, okay, plus 8x plus 28. Okay, so okay, and then next step is we factor by grouping. So we can group this one. Okay, so this is the first group, this will be the second group. So common term here is x, since 2 and 7 doesn't have GCF, so common term here is x, then a factor, so 2x plus 7, plus the other hand, so common factor is 4. Okay, 8, no, so 4. So that will give us 2x plus, okay, 28 divided by 4, that is 7. Okay, now since you have here common monomial or common terms, this one and this one, therefore we can factor this out. Okay, so that gives us quantity 2x plus 7. So this one's the factored one. Okay, then the remaining is x plus 4. So this will be your final answer. Okay, so let's have another example. Okay, so let's use another color. Okay, example number 2. So let's factor 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. So again, the question is, can we use the trial and error method in solving this one? Okay, so let's try. So I'm going to look for the factors of 6. Okay, so 6 has a factor of say 2 and 3. Okay, negative 20 has a factor of 5 and negative 4. Okay, or negative 4 then 5. Okay, so if we're going to cross multiply, that's this will not give us what we want, so we change factors. Let's say 5 negative 4, so this will be 15 negative 8, that gives us positive 7. Okay, so how about negative 5 4. Okay, so this will be negative 15. Okay, so let's cross multiply. Okay, so this gives us 8, then this gives us negative 15, and then if we add this, okay, negative 15 plus 8, this gives us negative 7. So we're good with our middle term. Therefore, okay, so we can now get the factor. So simply by adding, okay, simply adding this, okay, and then putting x here. So therefore your final answer would be 2x minus 5, quantity 3x plus 4. Okay, so this time you have to try. Okay, so you have to try this. So for letter A, so you have 2x squared plus 24x plus 35, and for letter B you have 6x squared minus x minus 15. Okay, so that would be all. See you on the next video.